ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sacramento Popcorn Surprise. I am Dante, your lovely host. With me, as always, is my colleague, cohort, co-conspirator, Craig, and our special guest. He's like a rainbow, Mr. ARTEMIO. So for those new to this rap game and Sacramento Popcorn Surprise, what kind of show is this, Craig?
It's a movie show.
Yeah.
It also covers film. And the third thing we kind of dive into is cinema. And those are and pictures also. That's four, I guess.
Like moving pictures.
Exactly right.
You know what? I know it.
The Great Train Robbery is one of my
come on with it in.
Oh, no.
But today,
Chase is on the show.
we are talking villains of the silver screen.
Yes.
Don't forget to check the bottoms of your popcorn buckets for holes.
So, guys, long-time listener, first-time caller.
He's on the phone with us, by the way, if you can't tell.
So I read this article today by Empire that they put out. I thought it'd be like super interesting to hear you guys' take.
Yeah.
So it's Empire put out like a 20 greatest movie villains of all time.
Of all cinema.
And it's like voted for by fans and stuff like that.
Okay.
So without going too deep into it, I feel like I mean, it's 20 great characters that we could talk about, whether or not we feel it's fair that they're ranked or what. And
or too low, too high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we could just talk about like how dope they are.
Oh,
yeah.
So, number 20 on the list might be a lot higher for me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Mike Myers. Or, I'm sorry.
Gold member. Somebody saw Gold member one too many times.
Michael Myers.
Party on, Wayne.
Which is
I was
interesting.
way off.
Oh, Michael Myers. Okay.
So, like,
he's one of
for
the great
me,
ones.
he's like one of the greatest on-screen villains of all time.
Probably
Just
top
an
10,
ominous threat.
Yeah.
That is just there stalking prey.
And he like is there and then gone a lot. Like when I love the first one when he like is chasing him and then he ends up falling out of the window.
Oh,
He's fucked up,
And
and
they
they
think
look
he's
down.
dead?
He's flat on the ground, like face down, or maybe on his back, but he's immobile. Like he looks like he could almost be dead.
Yeah.
And then she's talking to like the cops or someone. I think they get there. Or
and the
something.
psychiatrist.
And they
Loomis
look
gets
back.
there.
Oh yeah, and they look back out the window and nothing's there.
Yeah.
And it's
then
like
you hear-
well lit. And he's gone. Within like seconds, he had just jumped up and sprinted away.
Since we're just on this first
But
one.
he never like walks fast.
No, I know that's
But
so
he's gone
cool,
within the
though.
blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Since we're on this first one, I think like maybe the levels of coolness or how this is rated. It's how iconic of a character it is, how many movies has scare factor, and then body count. I think.
So how do we rate this?
Well, I'm just saying, like, I think that I'd have to put...
I like that. I like that idea of, like,
Yeah.
grades of how we go through
and
this.
as far as, like, movies and body count...
There are levels to this shit.
Yeah, I'd say Michael Myers is like, top 10, but...
No, for sure. I'm
gonna have to hear like more.
refresh.
It does get...
I would think he'd be higher on
But
mine.
that's a hard
Well, I
hitter
wanna
to, like,
see-
drop at 20, though.
Yeah, I want
That's
to
what I'm
see
saying. Like,
who beats out Mike Myers.
all right, so
Mike Myers.
19,
Who beats
though, is
off
it...
Mike Myers?
Well, hopefully his wife, I'd hope. Or Dana Carvey.
Oh my god!
I don't
Garth, party on, Garth. I like
The Master of Disguise is number 1 on this
The
list.
Master of
He's
Disguise.
sucking my will to live.
So they start with 2 heaters.
So it sucks while it cuts.
The list starts with Michael Myers.
Yeah.
19 T1000. I'm talking T2 Liquidator.
What?
Oh, Liquid Metal? Not
At
even
19,
Arnold?
you think about this
No,
in the
he wouldn't
scope
even
of
make the
like.
list.
I don't think he'd make my
wouldn't
list.
oh my
And
god!
you're talking about...
You're
Or
not
he'd
this
be
guy?
like 20 or 19.
I would see this guy like
Yeah.
this guy was a menace for me when I was a kid. I remember him with like the little what he had like those little metal arms. They were almost like hooks.
Sword arms.
Where he's like chasing the car and he's just.
Oh yeah.
He's very
Or when that
fast.
lady's on the phone and he just like points his finger and.
Oh yeah, and he runs with like his mouth shut because he doesn't, he's a robot.
Doesn't have
he
to
doesn't
breathe.
have to breathe, so he's just like super calm.
He's Usain Bolt in liquid form.
Yeah.
With them liquid
He
swords.
is cool. I don't know if he'd make my... Again, I'll have to hear more,
But
he's super
so,
cool.
So far, we're gonna Can we just go ahead and knock somebody down if they're
if
they're higher on the list?
I like
for
the
us?
idea.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I would put Michael Myers before I would put
swap
T1000.
them. I
so
think. Yeah,
we're gonna put
that's
him
a good way
19
to do
instead
it.
of 20. 18. Master Your Dreams, Master of Ceremony, Master of
Freddy?
Knives, Freddy Krueger.
18?
18.
Oh, I got it. Oh, so this is cinema of all time. So this is different genres, cross genres.
It's villains of cinema voted on by fans.
Okay, I'll take Freddy Krueger. Definitely one of my favorite villains.
It's prime time, bitch.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I think that's around probably where he would be on mine. Is kind of like in the top 20, but
yeah, he's later. Important, but not that important to me.
Yeah.
He was a big thing for me as a kid getting into scary movies. I think I wouldn't have admitted this at the time, but I think because those are like less scary.
Right.
Like
he's cracking wise.
They're more grotesque, but it's like he's a cartoon character practically, well, and he's cracking jokes.
That's so weird to say because for me, I wasn't allowed to watch like scary movies when I was a kid.
I wasn't really either.
My other brothers and sister were allowed to like watch whatever they wanted, so I would like go like I would see them watching like Nightmare on Elm Street, and we say like cartoonish. It's a man with burns on his face, with knives for fingers, who's allowed to invade your dreams.
Yes,
like that's a scary premise. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Especially like 9-year-old me playing like fucking Sonic the Hedgehog on Sega Genesis, Kid Chameleon, not knowing what to do with myself. Oh, you know what? I'll see what my brother's doing. Oh, they're just getting nightmare zones from fucking Freddy Krueger. Yeah. But you go into like
it's just it's kind of campier, but it is scary. Like
the first one was
just
scary.
Less than like Halloween and maybe Friday the 13th and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's fair for like a lot of those like chain scary movies.
The like franchises.
Where the first one, maybe the second one was terrifying too, but as it goes on, it gets more and more ridiculous.
They just get more fun.
Yeah, exactly. So that's 18, and I would put Mike Myers above that too. And I would actually put Freddy Krueger at the bottom. I would put
Mike
at the 20.
above those.
I'd put T-1000 before Krueger. And then Mike Myers so far is still beating everything. That
Michael Myers. We keep saying Mike Myers.
Because little Mikey Myers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So number 17 is a good one. Agent Smith.
Oh, I'm not liking that one.
I do like that one because he's a complex character.
I don't know if he gets it by top.
I mean,
but you think about villains that like add they're like the opposite of the protagonist, right?
Yeah, they like
an equal
opposite force.
I thought he was a good mirror to like.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely for that movie and everything, but just as all time goes,
that's
even
fair.
close.
That's
he's a bum in my book.
Oh wow!
Did you like the actor better as the like king of the elves in the Lord of the Rings?
No, actually, here's a hot take. That guy's a fucking bum.
Oh, good call.
Red Skull. I didn't like him in Red Skull.
Oh, really?
I wanted Mads Mikkelsen as the Red Skull.
Oh, man. He needs to be Dr. Doom, bro. Mads Mikkelsen.
That's a good take, though. I like that. He would have been a way better
Red Skull.
Yeah.
I thought
you know what,
that one guy was pretty good. I mean, they kind of... the dude that's in Lord of the Rings, Agent Smith. But they kind of do it a little different than I was expecting.
I don't think Mads McKenzie, or how do you say it? Mikkelsen? I don't think he would have put as much like energy into it. He would have been like really stalking a lot and like really like composed. But I don't think he could be as unhinged as this guy was as Red Skull.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyways, we'll throw this guy to we can throw him to 20.
Throw him in the wood chipper.
Yeah. Let's get rid of this guy.
He's down.
16 for me is pretty high on my personal list. Norman Bates.
Ooh, I like that one.
Original Psycho.
That does probably have to be on there because, especially like at the time, would he have been the most complex villain character or killer?
I think he still is
ever, and perhaps even still. Yeah.
And that line where they're like, "Oh, he doesn't look like he'd hurt a fly," or was it like where he's talking to himself?
It's in the very end of the movie. He's in the lockup. And he's thinking to himself, it's like inner dialogue.
But in his mother's voice, he's thinking,
"Oh
we'll just make him think that."
Just sit here and look harmless. You wouldn't even hurt a fly. And then they superimpose the skull over his face.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
that movie was pretty. Like I bought the Blu-ray about 6 months ago and rewatched it.
Really?
And it's super. It still like holds up as a terrifying.
The original?
Movie. Yeah.
What do you guys think of the remake?
I love the remake.
I dug the remake.
There's some unintentional comedic.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn, I can't take seriously.
You can see Anne Heche's butthole at one point.
True.
And
it's good fat material.
Vince Vaughn force feeding himself those little chocolates that he has was unintentional comedy. But I thought he was still like pretty terrifying. Like when it gets to the points where they talk about his mother, and he's like, "No, like that's my mother." Like that. Like he can. I
thought he was pretty good.
He can.
There are a few moments I think where he took me out because I started thinking about swingers and wedding crashers.
You got these claws, baby.
Where he's looking through that little
beautiful babies.
That little they're looking through that beautiful baby. He's looking at that beautiful baby through that peekaboo.
Oh, it's the
and you can hear just.
Oh, she can hear that.
Like it's audible
that showers.
He's cranking it, and it's just like.
Ooh. I thought he was watching a Pauly Shore movie.
The weasel.
Hey, well played. Oh my god! All right, so going from Norman Bates, number 15.
She does not hear him jacking off. That's
no,
not
but
the
audience hears it. Like,
seriously?
Yeah, like the remake.
I haven't seen it in a while.
I watch it every night before I fall asleep. All right, so so going from 16 to 15 is going to be Emperor Palpatine.
Ooh, okay.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Sci-fi movie, too.
Yeah. Is that like the first sci-fi villain we've gotten? I think that's the first sci-fi villain we've gotten, right?
I think so, definitely. Well, I guess like Terminator and all that stuff.
Yeah.
No, like the first wizard.
I guess Terminator.
Yeah, but like in space, sort of.
The first wizard of terror, if you will.
Yeah, really. That's true. No, you know what you might say is it's the first fantasy villain we've got so far.
There we go. I mean, it depends on what era Emperor you're looking at, because 1 through 3, not so scary, but
it's really helpful.
Episode 6, terrifying to me.
Yeah,
where he's like, "Do it,
dark
kill your father," that kind of stuff.
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He
you just saw his death scene.
No. And with us in the booth is Emperor Palpatine. How you doing? No.
Yeah, I like him. I don't know if he'd be, 15, but he'd definitely be in the list.
So
he'd be, I think, maybe right about there for me.
Are we misguided in this list where we're looking at them as like, are they terrifying or are they good antagonists to the movies?
I think it's just maybe it's just overall.
It's
presence and like legacy.
Overall, like how hard it hits you.
Yeah,
that character.
Exactly. Yeah.
And how like bad. It's like you said, maybe scary, intimidating, just like evil and bad. Like how fucked up they are.
Because so far I put Michael Myers over all of these villains.
Yeah,
Palpatine. I think so far
I would put T-1000 over Palpatine, and actually I might put Norman Bates over Michael Myers.
You mean like
in my? Well,
it's definitely like a more complex character, right?
Yeah, I love Psycho. That might be one of my favorite scary movies.
So you put him higher as far like closer to 1.
Yeah.
That's what's confusing.
Yeah, like for right now, let's just say higher on the list.
Okay, that's what I always think.
Okay.
Higher on the list.
So we can agree that Emperor Palpatine, though he is powerful in the dark ways of the Force, maybe not that high in the totem pole for
exactly right
great villains.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 14.
Yeah, wouldn't be as complex as a lot of those guys.
Big body count though. As far as like blowing up planets and just taking over the galaxy and shit.
Yeah, he's very, a very
evil.
Dark story.
Oh, I forgot that. So what's the quantifiable?
Well, I'm just saying like how much like impact in the story, like how much shit does said character fuck up and stir up and stuff. And I mean, as far if we're if that's like a category, Palpatine has to be like a 10.
That's okay. So the way that I would equate that is that within the first 2 films of the Star Wars franchise, you don't even know it's the Emperor. You think it's Vader at this point.
Yeah.
I would say that like something to me, and the reason I'm justifying Norman Bates is that he's there in like the grips of this movie. Kind of like,
and it's more Norman Bates is more of a realistic character too. Right. It's just it's different strokes, I guess.
Right. And the Emperor thing scale is more he's more of like the puppeteer. Like he's moving all these parts.
Yeah,
definitely.
Where Norman Bates is definitely more hands on.
So according to this list, the guy before him, the higher rate villain on this,
what are we
is going to be? This is number 14.
Okay.
The Sheriff of Nottingham, played by
Alan Rickman. Really?
Yeah.
No
14.
way.
Number 14.
I seriously just saw on a compilation on YouTube.
Funniest villains of all time, and it started out.
Well, it was like it was saying actors you can tell don't give a fuck. about whatever performance it is, and they were saying Edward Norton on Italian Job is the same way. Alan Rickman, if you go back and watch Robin Hood, he does not give a fuck.
He just phones in.
Yeah, it's like the most. Well, not even that. It's like the most loose Alan Rickman, where he's always like he's almost winking at the camera because you can tell he's just not caring. Yeah, check it out. Watch it.
From what I've heard of Robin Hood, it seems like Robin Hood many times wasn't too far off of like a parody. It seems like it was a pretty garbage film, is what I've heard.
Oh, Mel Brooks, How the Mighty Have Fallen.
Is that the one? This is
with
the
Kevin
one
Costner.
with Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never heard like great things from that movie.
Who was like Little John?
I'm not.
Oh my god, dude, that would be the greatest movie ever made.
What?
If it was Sinbad, was Little John?
I thought you meant the actual Little John, the rapper.
Oh, the rapper.
All right, so I mean, I don't really know how to quantify this. I'm going to put the Sheriff of Nottingham as the bottom bitch.
Yeah, jettison that one.
He's not even close.
Yeah, that's
not even on my radar.
That sucks.
And that just had such a minimal impact. I mean, I think realistically that is a factor. I mean,
minimal impact.
Their
right?
impact, right?
Yeah, both like culturally and like
no one even noticed that movie happened.
Right. Yeah,
and anybody who's seen it like has never been like, oh my god, Alan Rickman was this great villain. Yeah, you know, I've never heard that in my life.
So number 13 is a movie I haven't watched.
Yeah,
maybe you guys might be able to give me a little more input. But Nurse Ratched.
That's from Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah, the one who flew over the Cuckoo's Nest.
I have not seen
I mean, as far as that's another kind of like
their own spin-off show with Sarah Paulson, Sarah Paulson.
As far as like like really well-known characters, that would have to be up there.
Yeah,
and I don't know. It's almost like a Norman Bates, where she kind of like lords over her territory and like fucks with the people around her. Definitely, yeah.
Which is pretty like.
Devious.
Well, and that's what I think so interesting about Norman Bates is he's not even aware that he's doing it.
I think he's super aware of what he's doing. Oh, are you talking about when he's mother?
Like, he's aware that he's himself, but he's not aware that he's mother. I don't think he's aware of that.
I don't even know. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you can hear him audibly argue with his mother in Psycho. And it's like,
I don't know if there's
detached from one personality to the next.
Yeah, well, in the later ones, I guess he's like, oh, that wasn't my mother. That was.
Dude. Have you watched the other ones? Have you watched the one where he I forget which Psycho it is, but he phones into like a radio show.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Like that shit.
He talks about his childhood.
Cool.
Right?
Yeah. I liked the sequels. I thought they were all pretty good. But
what were we at? Nurse Ratched.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wouldn't even put that.
Ratchet.
She was Ratchet. She was Pink Toe.
She was Ratchet AF.
She was pink. She's a pink toe.
She was a Ratchet pink.
Word up to Pink Toes.
Yeah.
So number 12.
Yeah.
Sauron.
Oh wow.
Sure. I don't like that nerd shit, guys.
I don't know if that one makes it for me.
Yeah. It's menacing. He's menacing. I like that he throughout the whole trilogy, he's the shadow that looms over the character.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, like
but he's also
it
like
is
never
unnerving. Where it looks, even on screen, it looks like he's looking like into your eyes. Watching it.
What I will say,
is almost like he can see you anywhere.
He's kind of like how people describe to me, like Jaws, like the figure that you don't see until the very end. I like that he's just this eye that like this is his only portal into seeing this world.
Yeah,
like that was kind of a cool thing.
And he's trying to get like a body back, right, or something, or
he's trying to get the ring back to him, right?
Yeah. He wants the ring for something. I forget. I think he probably does make my list.
There's too much.
He's still pretty tight.
He's pretty cool. Yeah.
I like that, like from within like his realm of existence, he's still like moving pieces along. Like I think that's cool. Yeah. I like the for the same reason like Emperor Palpatine is like he's the maestro.
It is kind of similar to that.
That's some cool shit.
Yeah.
Not as tight as Smog. No, I'm just kidding.
I dug that.
Is it Smog or Smaug?
Smaug. I think they say.
I think it's Smaug.
Yeah, I think was it Saruman?
Saruman.
Sauron is kind of like your default Dark Knight monster, dude.
Well, he does like the way that they depict him is he's like a Dark Knight with this fucking dope ass wedding
Yeah,
ring. He's only married the life of Witchcraft.
I don't know. I think the Mountain's a cooler character.
And the Hound from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Fives.
Dog.
Audible fives. You heard it here first.
Here.
All right.
You know who beats Sauron?
Yeah.
Gollum, number 11.
No way, really?
Master wouldn't hurt us. Master's our friend.
I don't.
Us. It burns us.
Oh my god.
I love me some Gollum.
I just don't. Is that a villain?
I guess so. It now is.
I've never thought of him.
I ride for Gollum, dog.
Oh, I like him. I've never thought of him as a villain.
He's definitely
but I do like that part of the movie a lot.
He's an antagonist a lot, especially during the second movie, right?
He's a very complex character.
Very complex character.
Yeah, because he turns on them a lot.
He does a lot of crazy.
Well, there's a
stuff.
difference between Gollum and what's his good side? Schmeagol.
Yeah.
Cause
dude, that whole scene freaked me out first time I saw it. When they're in the boat and he looks normal again and he's talking and you're like, oh my god, that's him.
Oh,
and then
the third movie?
I think so.
Where
and
they see the ring?
They find the ring, and he's like, when
he kills
gets
the other hobbits. The
guy says something to him, and the way he turns back over at him, his face, that actor looks almost like the CGI Smeagol, that face he makes.
Circus?
That's right. So you do see the real Andy Serkis.
That's a testament to how good that guy acts.
That guy is an amazing actor.
I love that dude.
Yeah. He's definitely
he's about to be in Black
the
Panther.
dude in motion capture animal
mocap.
Right
yeah,
now.
he is.
He's the first great mocap actor. Yeah,
that face of Gollum.
Yeah, I mean, if
the duality of where he there's scenes where he's talking to himself, where he's looking this way, and then it'll cut to a scene, and he's like, "Nah, they wouldn't like us."
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like, "No, we have to be good for the hobbitses." And he's like, "Dale,
that's some Norman Bates shit, bro."
Yeah, that stuff is cool, man. It's it's the evil in yourself is you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think
because
that's why
the ring has changed him.
Yeah. And that they can recognize that because it really is the angel and demon on both shoulders.
Yeah.
But it's a physical form at the ring.
He's like a man absorbed by the evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great character.
It is a really great character. Yeah.
Maybe not 11, but definitely super, super high on my list.
Yeah. If we're counting him as villains, I put him up there.
Count him as a villain, but yeah, he'd be up there. He's a great character.
I would count Gollum, but not Schmeagol. Schmeagol I'll ride with. But all right, so number 10, I feel like we're gonna get on. It's gonna
pop off.
The alien from the movie Aliens. The first alien. The first alien.
Alien from Alien.
Yeah, the perfect organism. Its structural perfection is matched only by its hostility. A survivor unclouded by consciousness, remorse, or delusions of morality. Yep, the nightmare-inducing H.R. Geiger designed xenomorph from Ridley Scott's original Alien movie well deserves the 10th spot. Yeah, I would put it up there.
I would too.
It's up there. Yeah,
that was one of the first movies, and I was going to mention it when we were talking about Psycho, where when I watched it, Jaws was the same way, where it would affect how I did something normal. When I watched Psycho, when I was in the shower, I felt fucking weird, and I would look outside and stuff. With Jaws, if I was in the ocean, it would freak me out. Yeah. And what would we just? Would you just say?
Alien.
Alien. Yeah. So I would seriously if
you had a heart palpitation.
I would just imagine when I was a kid, I would just these weird things because I was obsessed with that movie. I just imagine walk into a room and think if the alien was at the other side of this room up in the corner. Do you think I could could I get?
You're
away?
How do I?
How can I get out of this room?
No, that's not a real fear though.
It's so weird. I think that might be a little kid thing.
No, but
that's another creature or another villain that is kind of what you were saying about Freddy, and it's kind of like Sauron a little bit, where it feels inescapable.
Saruman, my bad.
I think that's his name too.
Saruman was what's his name? Christopher Lee.
Oh, okay,
the evil wizard, yeah.
Sauron the White, or Saruman the White.
But yeah, those characters where it's the inescapable villain, you feel like you couldn't get there is no safe place,
and especially with
that alien can fucking reach you.
With Geiger's design of it, it was so that creature is the most nightmarish looking creature I've ever seen in a movie.
It looks like it could just dominate any person, any human with like
on some real base psychological levels. He's fucking with you about like all the phallic sexual symbols that are going on with the creation.
Oh, so he like turns you on.
Egg. He grinds my gears.
Yeah.
So that's
he really chaps my ass. No. But, like, even with, like, the set designs, with how the xenomorphs would, like, create their own, like, hive.
Oh, I
like,
love
that stuff is so... It's just so gross.
Yeah.
Like...
And the eggs and shit.
And they're just always, like...
That's, like, one of my favorite movie franchises right there.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And I love I love what they're doing right now with...
I love that,
with,
too.
David. Was it, Prometheus?
The David movies?
It's the David... It was the xenomorph, now it's David.
So we got Prometheus, and then what was that second one that just came out?
Alien Covenant.
Covenant, yeah. That was really great.
That was a great one.
I hope they do a third, just to close it out.
I heard they are. I heard it was Ridley Scott's trilogy, and then, the word on the street is they might get to tentatively called Alien 5. They won't call it that, but the next Alien. This is like a prequel trilogy leading up to Alien.
Yeah, I want Ripley back.
Alien. So, I mean, that's kind of the word that they might do, like, a new one with Ripley, and maybe ignore the continuity of, like, 3 and 4.
Yeah, 3 and 4.
If they bring back...
Which I think is a great idea.
Winona Ryder.
I'll ride
for Winona.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she's an android, so they definitely could.
Yeah.
Or her character was, rather.
So...
No, Winona.
You guys...
They had to reprogram her for Stranger Things.
Yeah, that's why she looks so glitchy. Where she's like, the lights don't compute. No. So number 9, I don't know if you guys are going to ride with this, but I'm actually pretty happy with how this falls in.
You ride hard with that?
It's Voldemort from the Harry Potter series.
What's the highest number you can think of? That's where I put Voldemort.
I mean,
3 quintillion, 500 billion, trillion, whatever that highest
100,
rock bottom on the list.
I'm not a big...
you're just not down with him?
Very worst. Whatever the worst ranking is.
Okay, I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, so...
Okay, that's fair. But I happen to really enjoy the series, and I get that you guys don't.
Yeah, no, if you like it.
I'm giving my side...
I don't think it counts if you do.
Yeah, that's true.
In my heart.
No, honestly, no Harry Potter fans' opinion counts.
No, it's good to have the...
Though I did test into Ravenclaw, Loki, the bad boys from Gryffindor. But anyways...
Okay, I'm listening.
So... Voldemort, I thought, was a pretty fucking dope villain. I like that he really wasn't ever like a parent until the fourth movie of
they
it.
Build him up,
and before that, he's just this seeping character that bleeds into like these children's lives. Like he's the fucking boogeyman.
Yeah. Okay.
And like they're like
it's like Pennywise.
Yeah, and it's like Harry Potter's like fuck that. I lost my parents. I'm gonna go hard for my family. No, I just kidding. But
he goes hard.
I like his nose slits. That's pretty cool.
He's a Slytherin. He's Salazar Slytherin.
You say Salazar Slytherin?
Salazar Slytherin.
His pussy nose.
All right.
What?
Well,
did I say something again?
I started off on a high note.
Yeah,
but
no, I only saw like
note.
the first 2 movies, I think. So I can't really say much about that character.
So he's like an interesting character because if there are fans that listen to this podcast,
because he's like really shallow and boring and shitty.
Just remember, we have a lot of fans from Greece.
Yeah.
So to them, I say, "Hola."
Well,
oh my god, that we just lost them. Okay. They're like, wow.
Yeah. No, we lost them a couple podcasts ago.
And yeah,
but with Voldemort, he's. I don't know. I might put him in my top 5.
No,
I legit might. Like, he's just a spooky character. Oh, whatever.
What about the villain of, like, My Little Pony?
How do you separate Greek men from boys?
That's number 4.
Okay.
Craig, how do you separate Greek men from boys?
All right, so number 8.
With a stick.
I thought it was going somewhere.
Cut it out.
Not a good one. Number 8.
10?
That's number 8. Anton Chigurh? I don't know.
Sugar, yeah. Anton Sugar from No Country for Old Men.
Yeah. You got a Scroochie?
Huh?
Me neither. All right, next one. You guys want to talk about?
What is that?
That's the line from him. He goes, "Hey, you got a Scroogey?"
No, I've never. What is
That's
the
from the movie.
Oh well, yeah. I don't doubt you that it was. I don't know what it means though.
He right before he kills the guy with that cow puncher or whatever it's called, the little,
the air gun.
The air gun. He's like, "Hey, friendo, you got a Scroogey?" You guys don't remember this shit? That's like the only thing I vividly remember about how garbage this fucking film was.
Scroogey. So you think he deserves to be that high?
Where is he on the Scroogey level?
No, I'll put. Hold on.
How many Scrooges do you
put him on Cephas?
I'll put Nurse Ratched over it. I don't even know who she is.
Now it's getting real.
Fuck that.
I still put Voldemort below.
Sugar.
Oh my god! All right, so for our listeners, I really do like that character as far as the mysterious hitman that all of a sudden kind of goes off the rails and starts doing his own thing.
Yeah.
Art is none too impressed.
No, I love
He's looking at me like I got 3 dicks over here.
No, I legit want to know why you like him.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to shit down your mouth like you guys did with Voldemort with me, so go ahead, tell me more.
Javier Bardem is a great script, good actor.
He's a great script, good actor.
He is a great script. So we're not talking about the actor?
What I'm trying to say is that it was a great script.
Yeah.
He is a great actor. He is a great character actor.
A great.
You're saying it was a sick flick, cool twist.
That's what I was about to say.
Okay, all right. I feel it.
I was trying to say flip the script.
Oh no!
But I kind of flipped it on myself.
Oh, for 7, it should be Kevin Spacey in 7.
Oh, sorry, for 7.
Oh,
that'd be sick.
Kevin Spacey IRL.
Oh wow, that's true. That's number 1.
God damn. God damn.
Are you gonna play him in the biopic of it?
Fuck. That's heavy.
I'm looking at Art.
And he's holding it.
I can't stop. I can't look at Art right now.
He's like shoving his beanie down his throat so he doesn't
make
audible sounds.
I thought it was going up his butt.
Alright. Where's my butt beanie? Get it over here.
So I want you guys to pick your wildest guess for number 7.
Here it is.
2 twins, sisters, and I watch. Oh, what are we talking about?
Oh, the twins from Shining? Thought that's what you were gonna say.
The Twin Towers.
Oh my god.
Holy shit, this is just weird.
So who's the hero in that situation?
He just blitzkrieged.
Wow, jeez.
For anybody that's still listening, bravo.
Hashtag Sandy Hook never happened.
Oh, okay, this is the worst that's ever happened on this podcast.
All right.
My bad, guys.
All right. What were we on?
Who's your guess for number 7?
Oh, that's what it's...
Mine was Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Kevin Spacey.
Kylo Ren.
Oh my god.
Ya boy!
I actually do like that character a lot.
Kill the future. Kill it. Kill it.
Yeah. And
Check
I
out my
think I like that
shirtless
actor,
chest.
and his performance is really good at that.
Baller.
Dan
And I
Solo?
like the character a lot, yeah. But
More than
that's
Palpatine?
really high, though.
More than Palpatine?
I think he's arguably better than Palpatine, yeah.
Really?
I can feel that. Because he's like conflicted.
Yeah.
Palpatine's like, I'm dirty.
He's just
and he's a Skywalker.
do it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a cheap reason, but that makes sense. Yeah.
Got him. Alright. I do like Kylo Ren as a villain.
You're under arrest for the Galactic Republic.
I like Kylo Ren. No. And he's killing
George Lucas called. He's
And
like, "Hey, we're gonna make a prequel. I want you to be in it."
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I recorded that and I'm putting it in.
So with Kylo Ren, what I'll say is an interesting thing as him as a villain is that you want him so bad to be good.
Yeah.
Really?
I guess not.
No. Like
That's how I feel.
Well, I guess that's
yeah.
like what the prophecy, right? That's almost like it feels like that's inevitably
It feels
going to happen.
A little bit, yeah. Because he's a Skywalker.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I agree with that happening, but if anything, that kind of like hurts him in my opinion.
But there's always a doubt with him though, with the prophecy, because even with spoiler alerts, with episode 8,
just spoil episode 9. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Go ahead.
We ball. Go with it in.
Fuck it, we ball.
When Skywalker,
We should start a podcast called "Fuck It, We Ball."
Oh, I'm down.
That'd be sick.
About the Ball family.
Oh my God.
But
Florida Shore.
when Luke Skywalker has that vision of Kylo Ren, he's like, "Oh, he's evil," and he's like, "Oh wait, no, what am I doing?"
When he pulls the lightsaber on him?
Yeah, like, am I making him evil by
doubting him and...
Yeah. So, like, there's this aspect of him that might be good, and there are aspects of him that are good, like in 8, where he could kill his mom, but he's like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, with his dad, he was like, fuck it, we ball.
Yeah, but he said, fuck it, we ball the Han.
That was the last words spoken. Yeah. Fuck it, we ball.
And Luke said it when he pulled out the green lightsaber on him, and then, fuck it, we ball. And then Kylo woke up, and he's like, oh, fuck.
He's like, grab your bags. Ball. Grab your bags, you're playing in Lithuania.
Because that's not the same lightsaber I saw last time.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you guys. I think I don't like the character.
Okay.
I wouldn't even put him on the list.
Okay, that's fair. I can understand that too. I don't
know if he would make my top 20. See, I mean, it's hard to...
Yeah. Or
and
even
out of
like
Star Wars villains,
like
he's not even like in the top 5.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
top 10 of villains out of like 3?
He's in my top...
This guy, I've never seen Artemio.
I'd say he's in
no
like
poker
my top
face.
3 villains of Star Wars?
Oh, dude.
Well, because there are only 3 villains of Star Wars?
Well, yeah, to the uninitiated, but we
Who would you put, Jar Jar Binks ahead of him?
I'd put Darth Maul ahead of him. I would put Jango Fett ahead of him. I'd put Boba Fett ahead of him.
Darth Vader.
I would put General Grievous ahead of him. I'd put Darth Vader ahead of him. I'd put Palpatine ahead of him.
I'd
put Bosk ahead of him. I'd put Jabba the Hutt ahead of him.
IG-88.
So you just don't like the character. You just don't like the character.
I guess so, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I think it's a weak character.
That's fair. I think he's a baller.
Okay. Fuck it, we ball.
I like him, but when you're naming all of them, there is a lot that I like.
But a lot of these villains are just silent characters.
But I think that says a lot. Well, not necessarily because Boba Fett isn't silent, but I think that says a lot that they can be so, like... memorable
and you can still like them more than
small bursts.
A guy that has a lot of dialogue.
Yeah, they do more with little.
That must mean that you don't like the guy with a lot of dialogue.
Yeah,
which you said, yeah.
And I guess I don't know. Yeah,
yeah.
I
love when I first think of Kylo Ren, I think of that first introduction to him, the first scene in Episode 7, where he lands. And somebody shoots a phaser bolt at him, and he stops it in the air, and then just keeps going about his business. That shit's still frozen in the air.
Yeah, that was.
And then he interrogates what's his name? Poe Dameron.
Yeah. Poe Dameron.
He it was something else.
He pulls the memory from his mind, and he's like, "Okay, I got it," and then just lets the bolt of lightning go when he's ready for it to let go.
Yeah,
like that dude's a fucking baller.
Yeah.
And fuck it, we ball.
He pretty much went down there, looked Poe dead ass in the eyes, and said, "Fuck it, we ball."
Yeah,
and then walked away.
That's 100.
And then killed Max von Sydow.
Killed Max von Sydow, and then got in the
pieced out.
Yeah.
This is the 7th seal, motherfucker.
And he's like, to me, she'll always be royalty. And then he got shot right between the eyes.
Yeah, because he's Mark.
Oh wow!
All right, so. I ride for Kylo Ren. Anyways, number 6. This is right up Dante's alley. Hans Landa, my motherfucker.
Oh, is that from Die Hard?
No, it's Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, Hans. Yeah.
Hans Landa.
Oh, is that the Jew hunter?
No, it's Waltz, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he's the Jew.
Yeah, I mean, he would definitely have to be in top 20, maybe top 10. I mean, yeah, from what we've gone over, definitely top 10.
Yeah, this is a serious motherfucker. That opening scene where he goes and is like, "May I smoke my pipe?"
Oh yeah,
and now I'm going to speak French or whatever.
Yeah, incredibly memorable.
Oh yeah, and he's like, "May I speak this language with you?"
I love that stuff. That's super.
He's like
It's like a menacing, like, I'm polite with you.
Yeah.
But I'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He's the Sherlock Holmes, like the evil Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
He has that big, massive pipe.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's such a... Yeah,
and the other guy's smoking, like, a corn cob pipe. He's like, "Yeah, I smoke too?" And it's like an ivory fucking, like...
I think that character is... He plays it so well. And he's such... Yeah. He's such a piece of garbage. But he's very charismatic.
Oh, yeah. And that's
evil.
That's a characteristic of a great villain to me.
Yeah.
Is somebody who can just sweep you off your feet and just be evil, and you're like, I don't know why, but I like that this person.
Yeah, there's like a weird magnetism
you know
to them. It's bizarre, and I mean, to be honest with you, like, and even in Django Unchained, like his character in that, Tarantino writes like. Oh, perfect for that actor, Christoph Waltz. Yeah. It's like something else, dude.
Yeah.
It's like
I like that character maybe even better. I don't know. That's ballsy. The character in Django is amazing.
Well, because you're allowed to like him too. Like,
there's that too. Yeah, because he's so likable in Django.
He's still in the same way of like, fuck you. I'm smarter than you are.
Yeah.
In that scene where he like goes and shoots the guy, and he's like, I have or he doesn't say diplomatic immunity, but he's like, hey, he says all this like jargon where he's like, I'm a bounty hunter. I'm a bounty hunter.
At the beginning,
may I show you?
The two brothers.
Yeah, and he no when they're in the bar with Django.
Town? Yeah, he brings Django
and he's like
bar.
He's like, serve us 2 beers, and Django's like, what the fuck is happening? Yeah. And he's like, no, finish your beer, but all this shit's gonna happen. And he's like,
business proposition for you.
Yeah. That's so like he's and it has a lot to do with Christoph Waltz and like the way that he can deliver a character, but also with the way that Tarantino gives him these characters.
Yeah, and he played a fucking Nazi.
And when he's
a likable Nazi, like a
fucked up.
When he's
charismatic.
When he's
that's such a weird thing to say, like likable, but obviously I don't like what he did, but I liked watching him on screen.
When he's Landa, he also is super. That's what it is. Fritz Landa.
I think it is
Hans Landa.
Hans Landa. He is so like mischievous and conniving that he sells out Hitler. You know, in the end of that movie, it's a great movie.
It's
like, he's like, I'll take off my medals.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want that.
It's a great ending to a movie, to a character, you know, and you can only imagine what happens next, like in the life of that guy.
A guy with a swastika carved into his fucking forehead.
That's right.
So speaking of charismatic villains, we're gonna go on to number 5. Clarice, Hannibal Lecter.
Oh man.
I agree with that. I'll put him up. I'll put him up there. I'll put that on Cephas. I mean,
so far, Miggs in the next cell, he said he could smell your cunt.
What is this at?
I myself cannot.
We're at 5. So Hannibal Lecter broke 5.
All right, I'm gonna say right now that Hannibal Lecter is probably my favorite.
Really,
number 1.
That's very fair.
So,
that's very fair to say.
And we were talking about psychological like mind fuck, just crafty.
Manipulation.
Manipulation, like clever, charismatic,
intimidating.
Yeah, all these things. I mean, Anthony Hopkins is like, I think that is his best role.
Yeah,
and then the script and everything, and like the story, and it allows him to be like super refined and everything, and then incredibly brutal at the same time. Like it gives you everything.
There's that scene where he like rejects Clarice, and he's like, "No, you're not like good enough for me." And she's like, all right, well, I'll go ahead and leave. And then that guy throws cum in her face. Yeah. And he starts shouting like, oh, like, come back, come back, come back. He's like, that's the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
I
like,
see Miggs through his cum in your
and he's like, this isn't that. Like, go to this spot, come back. And then she comes back later.
Go see Miss Moffat.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, that guy that threw cum in your face killed himself.
He swallowed his own tongue.
And they're like, all the inmates could hear was Lecter whispering to him, like, that's it.
He was crying to himself, yeah.
Like
Lecter, almost like the Joker,
Lecter was talking to him.
That's
like Lecter was just like whispering and talking to him, and he's like, oh yeah, just go ahead and swallow your own tongue because you're a piece of shit. That I'll ride with Lecter.
Wait, swallow your own tongue?
I mean, I'm sure he didn't say that so much, but I'm sure he talked him into a point of like realization and depression, where he was just like, you shouldn't live. And
how does one swallow their own tongue?
Is that how he died?
Yeah,
swallow his own tongue.
Yeah,
that's almost like, can't you do that if you have certain types of like seizures or something? Or
I think that's
like a myth. Yeah,
I think that's a myth. But yeah, so I will put Lecter up there. I think he's pretty tight.
All right.
I'll keep him in 5 for sure.
Okay.
I might keep. I'm sure. Like if Myers isn't in the 5, he's for sure in. Yeah. He's for sure like in 10.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, me too.
So 4, I will say, is just a classic, like, action movie villain. Number 4, Hans Gruber.
Oh, Die Hard.
Wow.
Yeah, Die Hard.
Yeah, I'm still going Hannibal. That being said, I mean...
It's a different type of movie,
yeah,
for
it's
sure.
completely different type of movie, so entertaining. Like, he fucking steals scenes.
Yeah.
On the reg. Like, and it's great. I think it kind of, like, sets the template for what a interesting, like, charismatic villain should be in big action movies. And a lot of people haven't even, like, hit the same bar that he did.
Well, they try to emulate it. They try to emulate what he did as a villain.
Yeah.
And was that his first film, too?
I don't think it was his first.
Really? I thought he was a...
fucking... Yeah,
it was some... I heard some
really
weird thing where... Because he was just a theater actor up until that point.
That's crazy.
I don't know too much about
this. But
I want to say it might be, or it's very early in his career. It might be his first one.
Think about how many different movies have, like, tried to emulate that, like him, like his death scene. That falling, like,
Well, the European villain that comes out of nowhere, he's a terrorist, but does he want money? But you really want something else. Like,
so good.
Yeah.
Great action movie villain. Probably the greatest action movie villain, I would say, of all time.
That's fair.
Probably, yeah. Probably, I think. I can't think of a better one.
Yeah.
Maybe the other one, the T-2000 or whatever.
So that guy I like just because it was like a sentinel. Just like a blank slate, just assassin. It was like... I thought he did a better menacing job than Arnold Schwarzenegger did in Terminator 1, which I know that's a hot take.
Agree. Maybe
people don't think it the same way as me, but I'm more afraid of like that slick chameleon than I am of like that brooding, like...
Yeah. He was cool in like a different way. Yeah, it wasn't maybe quite as like menacing.
Yeah. So we're in the top 3 right now of this list.
We finally hit it, guys. We hit it, fellas.
So it's top 3 by Empire.
It's hard to breathe up here.
One thing, if you guys can, if not, we can talk about what maybe our top 3 would be.
Okay,
I have a couple ideas in mind, but
keeping it in mind.
So top 3, we're hitting number 3, Loki.
Wow.
So keep in mind this is voted by this is voted by like fans, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
and popularity, right?
Right.
Because those other characters aren't in right now, really.
So a lot of like the lower end villains from this, I'm old enough to think that they're a lot more
complex.
Interesting. Loki is a complex villain.
Yeah.
But he I feel like a lot of times it's a punchline instead of like a menacing.
That's exactly
character.
how I feel about that. I mean? Yeah,
it takes a little of the piss out of it.
Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah.
But I will say I do love watching him in every movie that he's in.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
He is a scene stealer too.
What's the actor's name? Tom
Hiddleston.
Yeah,
we were just watching Kong.
He's phenomenal in Kong. He was great in that what is it, the country what's his name? Hank Williams Sr.
Oh yeah, he plays Hank Williams.
Like he's great in that, and I think he's a phenomenal actor.
Dude, I saw a picture of Hank Williams when he was that age, and they fucking look exactly the same.
Yeah, they have that
crazy. I don't think he would make my list.
I think
or I don't know, he'd be at the back end maybe of the top 5.
I'm trying to like justify it, but it's just not there.
Yeah, I don't see it.
I mean, it's like you said, he's
the
charismatic.
Avengers. Even in the Avengers, like you love watching him.
Yeah.
But he's not like, oh, I'm scared of this guy.
Not at all.
He's also interesting because he has a kind of like a Kylo Ren. He wants to kind of be good.
Every time you see him in a movie, and he does a redeemable thing
with his eyes and his face that are like, it pains him to just be like, no, I'm not going to do the right thing.
Yeah.
He chooses not to, but it like hurts him a little bit. I think that's kind of cool.
I just watched that. I just watched the Avengers, the first movie, a couple days ago, and Chris Hemsworth, like Thor, is like when they're on Stark Tower, and he's like, you can come back with us, like you can help me stop this.
Yeah,
and he's like, it's too late for that, and then he stabs Thor.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, you keep trying to make like a good decision.
Yeah.
But then was it like Thor 2 where he quote unquote sacrifices himself and then gets killed? He did sacrifice himself to help Thor, but he also faked his own death.
He's done a lot of good.
Yeah,
like,
and then Thor 3, like he did some redeemable qualities.
Thor 3, yeah, and that was another great performance by, to go back on the list, Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah,
he is actually playing Loki morphed into Odin.
Yeah.
And he's acting like this crazy drunk dude that's fucking.
And he's just
off
eating grapes, and he's like, yes,
he's funny as hell in that scene, dude.
Yeah. Matt Damon kind of steals it a little bit. Spoilers!
Oh my god, yeah. Matt Damon and Chris Hemsworth's brother.
Oh, that's
like
right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. All right, so number 2, I wholeheartedly agree with this list from now on.
Yeah.
The Joker.
I was gonna guess that. Yeah.
I don't think there's a single
He's
thing wrong with
probably
him
definitely in my top 3.
I don't think there's a single thing wrong with him being in a top 3 list.
Yeah.
I think that Heath Ledger 100% fucking knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
I thought they were talking about the Cesar Romero Joker.
Oh my god.
They are. Who the hell's Heath Ledger?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Jack Nicholson?
Well, yeah, I guess there's like a pretty strong pedigree with that character. Was it the crown?
And
was it
Leto.
the King Prince, Clown Prince of Crime?
Prince of Crime.
That character is so hard to kind of like get
to
down
really get everything out of him, all that what makes him great.
And
it's
so
hard to
chaotic.
like not make him a joke.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. But at the same time, he likes to laugh. But like, how do you approach that?
Yeah.
Is he genuinely funny, or is it like sick and twisted?
Or we
funny?
didn't mention the Jared Leto one too.
Yeah.
Which actually I went back and watched, and I did like a lot more.
The only thing I don't like about Jared Leto's
bad,
character in that is his tattoos.
It's the way he looks.
Yeah.
It threw me
the
off.
Hot Topic
It threw me
Joker.
off. Yeah.
Me too.
But I thought he did do
were bad,
some cool shit. One of my favorite scenes is that scene where he's in the hotel room and he
Yeah.
lies down and he has all those knives and guns like circled around him.
And like
But
But if you
around
look
him.
close enough, he also has baby clothes.
Does he really?
Yeah, like he's hunting for Harley. He's trying to get her because like he's like low key, kind of like I want a family with. Like I'm trying to.
Really?
That's what I got from that
Okay,
scene.
that's interesting. And then he does that. I like that fucking crazy laugh he does. I'm the Joker.
All right, before we get to number 1, I just wanted to say, are there any ones that were not on the list that you guys think should be on there?
I don't know if you can quantify it, but The Thing from the movie The Thing would probably be
the alien from the movie The Thing.
Might be my
like
favorite
that.
villain of all time. Just because I love the idea of something that can infiltrate and like put people against each other.
Okay.
Like that is the most sinister thing. Like
It's a living organism, or it's like this animal that's using mimicry.
Yeah.
And it's trying to get close to you so it can get you alone. So
Yeah.
it can like absorb you.
Yeah.
It's fucking. It's
and it
terrifying.
can control your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, it manipulates you until it absorbs you, and then you're no longer in control. Like you're dead at that point. It just absorbed you and mimicked you.
That's right. That's what it is. Yeah.
But the idea that like one of us could be that,
right,
and we wouldn't know
because it's able to mimic what you would say in situations.
Yeah.
And shit, right.
Yeah.
Then what do? They have him drink.
They
like
draw
kerosene
blood
or something.
They draw
like that,
blood, and they light it on. They like put that iron.
Because he figures that every part of this thing is like a living organism. That means like even drop of blood would fight back. That
yeah.
like if it was in peril, if it was in danger, it would fight. It would fight back and attack you. So what they do is that they heat up this like
copper wire
to the blood. And they just that's
they
like
do
the
this
test.
great job of
they do
yes, because it finally reacts.
They do this great job of like, it's like this guy is supposed to be somebody that everybody thinks is it, and this other guy is supposed to be the guy that everybody thinks is it, and then it cuts this one guy who
you do not suspect at all because you're so
you're at ease at that point. Like
okay,
everybody's okay.
Yeah.
And then it just fucking shoots up this fucking claw.
Yeah, he touches it with the wire, and the whole thing like fucking jumps out.
Just blood?
Blood, yeah. And then when the blood falls on the ground, all the different little pieces of blood run off to the side.
But from that petri dish, that little claw shoots up.
Yeah,
and it's like a fucking like tooth thing, and he's like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, it looks at him.
Yeah,
right?
and then the guy that they drew it from starts like shaking his chair and and everybody is tied up to each other.
Oh yeah, they're all
like, get me the fuck out of this thing.
Oh shit.
Oh dude, I
ride hard. You ride or die for
I love that movie. I was going to say Pinhead. I thought it should have been on the list.
Ooh, yes.
Oh, wow. Also, the Predator should have been on the list.
Yes. Yeah, he should have been. Jason Voorhees wasn't on there.
I'll say the Gecko Brothers, I think, should be on that list.
The Gecko Brothers from Dusk Till Dawn?
They're not heroes.
No, they're not
heroes.
Well, you know what? At the very least, who should have been on it is...
what about Bill?
Yeah, Bill. And
Bane. Buffalo Bill?
Kill Bill. 1 and 2. David Carradine.
I don't know if I put him on there.
Really?
I think
it was more about the journey of what's her face, Uma Thurman, than it was about the end.
The movie was about that, but the character was really good. The Bill character.
Yeah, I just don't know if I was like that. I can understand why you would put him.
He
up
was
there.
different. He was like smooth and I liked how drawn out that movie
revealed
was.
their
and it's like
and he's super. Yeah,
it's like anticlimactic too because she's like expecting this big battle and he's like, "Hey, have a seat."
Well, she does the exploding heart technique.
Yeah, I mean, he tries to kill her.
Yeah, but that's at the end.
The whole movie.
Like he knows that that's going to happen.
No, he doesn't.
Well, he knows that she's there to kill him. Essentially.
Yeah.
But it's like, hey, instead of it being this big battle, he's like, hey, all right, sit down. Like, and then they talk for a minute, and then she kills him. But that's not really about the exploding heart technique. Isn't so much about him as it is her, right? Like that was the reveal is that she was the Grandmaster, or not the Grandmaster, but the one that the Master entrusted with the technique.
I mean, there definitely is that, but he initiated the fight to kill her. Right, because it's like how you just mentioned.
I thought he was like, we don't have to fight.
Yeah, and then he's like, sit down, and then he tries to kill her. Yeah. Like he's trying to outsmart her. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So she's forced to use it on him, and he's in shock. Like, oh, Master Pei taught you that?
Yeah, like he didn't think.
Oh, I forgot that. Yeah, I forgot about that. And then he's like,
and then he knows he has 5 steps.
Do I lose
that scene? I gotta go back and see that scene.
I forgot that she helps him look good, right? He's like, she like wipes the blood off his face or something like that, and he's like, okay.
Yeah, it's a very like romantic, tragic thing.
I gotta go back and watch that one. All right, can you guys think of any other?
I mean, there's one. Like, is number 1 going to be Darth Vader? I mean, because that's like...
Yeah, it was number 1. Yeah, Darth Vader is number 1.
Darth Vader, number 1.
Darth Vader's number 1.
The biggest baddie.
He'd probably be number 1 for me. I don't know. I don't know if I could say that.
I think I'd put Joker over him.
I might put Joker over him, too.
Just because Vader had redeemable qualities and ends up redeeming himself.
Yeah.
Joker's like, I don't give a fuck, man. I'll die for this. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I
think so. I think I put him higher, actually.
The history
of... Bane. Bane should be on it, too.
Bane should be on it.
Yeah.
That Darth Vader character, I love. Like, I love the history of the backstory and all the like epic battles and confrontations, and it's just it's amazing.
I have the high ground, Anakin.
James Earl Jones, and just
you are my brother.
The coolest villain, maybe. Number 1, I'm gonna go with Anthony Hopkins. No. You said you were going with Joker.
I'll go with. I think Thing is. If I can put that Thing as
that Thing
as
you do
1.
with Tom Hanks.
Yeah. That's going to number 1 for me.
That's
I change
number
it.
1.
I changed mine.
I put Vietnam as my number 1.
Oh my god, Vietnam. That's the villain of Platoon.
I would put the alien from the Thing as my number 1.
I would have maybe the Xenomorph. Maybe, I don't know. I'm like kind of. I think my top 3 would maybe be the Xenomorph, Joker, and Darth Vader.
That's good.
Yeah, I'd probably go Darth Vader, Joker, then Hannibal Lecter.
Damn.
But I don't know.
That's a good. Yeah.
I do not know.
I know that.
It's tough. I'm sure. I feel like I'm missing some.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, for any listeners out there, let us know what your guys' favorite villains are.
Actually, that would be super rad. Yeah, if they could do like a top 5 and just post it in the comments.
Did a top 5. Yeah.
I would love. Yeah, just have a little conversation.
In a couple months here, we might all want to add Thanos.
Oh,
hey.
Well, is that it? All right.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole list. Thanks for talking about it with me, guys.
I'm
very
glad.
You know?
Yeah, this is. I dug this.
This is what we do.
There's a lot of good villains on this list.
Yeah, there's a lot of like surprise, like why are they this high? At least why are they this high on the list?
Yeah, and Mike Myers so low.
Yeah, it was a classic.
Yeah, I almost
thought he would be definitely top 10.
I almost angry put him in my top 5 because he was so low on the list.
Yeah, just to get at him.
I think about like the Rob Zombie version of Mike Myers or Michael Myers. I cannot deviate.
Rob Zombie's gold member.
Yeah, but especially Halloween 2.
Yeah,
where you
that
realize,
movie I have to like pause every once in a while and watch like
it's
something
unsettling.
else because it's like intense.
Brilliant. I love that. I love that movie.
The both of those are great.
You know what? I might put Satan as one of my top 3.
From the Devil's Advocate.
Wow.
All right, everybody. I have been Dante, with me, Craig, and Artemio. You have been listening to Sacramento Popcorn Surprise. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Don't forget to check the bottoms of your popcorn buckets for holes.
Hey.
Yep. We ride and die.
Someone might put their dick in
We
there.
ballin'.
We ball.
Fuck it, we ball.
Yeah. Willie, color time. Willie.
Shout out to Willie Trill.